What's up, guys? It's Rowan here from Artist Smart TV. And have you ever, been studying and you've been reading your notes and you've got to the bottom of a page and you've gone, what did I just read? Like, I've got no freaking clue. And, let's be honest, it probably happens quite a lot. And when it happens, what do? Do you get to the bottom of the page and you go, well, I don't know what I read, so I'm going to read it again? Or do you just go, oh, well, and turn the page? Now, my bet is you probably just do that. You probably go, well, stuff this, I've just done some study, turn the page. And so what I want to be sharing in this video is why you should never, ever, 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 ever just read as a form of study ever again. Now, I know that might sound intense, but it's really, really critical as a way to significantly enhance the effectiveness of your study. So let's jump in and find out why. So why do you read to study? Let's be honest, the reason you read and you'll sort of flick through pages is because it's easy. And that way, you can tell yourself, I just did some study. But the truth be told, right, as we've said, you're not really getting anything into your head at all. And that's because reading's really passive. Because we take information in through our eyes and ears all the time, we get really, really good at going on autopilot. It's what's happening when you're reading that page and you're getting to the bottom and you're going, what on earth did I just read? Your brain's gone onto autopilot. So you've got to basically study in a way that won't mean that you naturally go to autopilot. And that's why there's a really simple rule that you need to keep in mind. And that rule is never, ever, ever only just read. I can't stress that enough. If you just read, you're going to remember so little. In fact, reading has an estimated memory retention rate after a 2-week period of about 10%. That's right, 10%. So you're going to feel productive, but you're going to be getting so little into your brain as a result of reading. So what do you do? I mean, clearly you've got to read to process information, but what can you do beyond that that's going to help you actually lock it into your brain? And I've got a really simple suggestion here. If you need to read, let's add some stuff to reading. So a simple thing that you can do is whenever you're reading, always have a pen in hand and mark up, right? Write key ideas down, draw little diagrams, flowcharts, acronyms, and mark up the margins of the page. So you're not just passively reading, you're actively reading. Now you can take that a step further. You can take it a step further by having an additional sort of exercise book and write down sort of the key words there. And that's something that I did. When I was going through my law degree, I had packs of, like thousands of pages that I had to read and learn. And so I had empty exercise books and I'd sort of read, and as I'd be reading, I'd be jotting down the key ideas. Not word for word because it was too much, and not word for word because it was rote learning, but key ideas, key concepts that I knew I needed to remember. And I'd pretend as I was writing things down that I was teaching someone else the material. Right, that I was having to explain it to someone else. And so that meant that I'd often be drawing diagrams and flowcharts, and I would show relationships between things, and it would be all put down pen to paper. Now, I never really read those again. The point of me writing it down wasn't to create a summary of a summary. It was actually to help me study in a way that would lock it in from a memory retention point of view. Because it was so much more active, I wasn't zoning out and going on autopilot. Now, the next level up from that, of course, is to teach someone else, right? Like, to teach someone else, you can't go on autopilot because they're going to call you on it. They're going to see when you're zoning out. So teaching someone else is another fantastic way that you can also study that involves you not going on autopilot and actually maximizing instead, your memory retention for the time that you spend there. So in conclusion, never, ever, ever just read. Like, I cannot stress that enough. It is so, so bad. Remember, it's got a 10% memory retention rate after a 2-week period, and the reason for that is we go on autopilot all the time. So please, whenever you're studying, even if your teacher's told you to just read your exercise book, don't just read it. Put pen to paper, pretend that you're teaching someone, or actually go and teach someone. It's so powerful. I'd love to hear in the comments below how you found this strategy work for you, and whether or not you've got some other strategies that you found to be really helpful that you could share with other students. So leave it in the comments below. And finally, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. We're bringing videos every single week. I'll see you next week.